children. May His presence go before you and behind you and beside you, all around you and within you. He is with you. He is with you in the morning, in the evening, in your coming and your going, and your weeping and rejoicing. He is for you. 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 He is with you. He'll never leave you. He is for 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 you. Amen. Amen. We worship you, Jesus. We believe in you, God. We trust in you. We put our faith in you. We put our hope in you, God. May His presence go before you and behind you and beside you, all around you and within you. He is with you. He is with you in the morning and the evening, and you're coming and you're going and you're weeping and rejoicing. He is for you. He is for you. He is for you. He is for you. He is with you. He won't leave you. He is for you. He is for you. He is for you. Amen. 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 Amen.
For insight on good governance and leadership, join Archbishop Cletus Bassey live on Facebook and on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
When you see how things are happening in our world, what should our stance be as Christians? What should be our stand? I have noticed that the church has only been preaching about going to heaven. We have only been dealing with principalities and powers in high places. We've been praying some strong major prayers. We sometimes want to remove government, but you have never been able to plant one.
Christian, raise the stakes every Saturday. Time is 7 p.m. Nigerian time and 12 p.m. Houston time. Don't miss it.
it. Our team is working to make sure that you can hear us and to fix that challenge. I welcome you. This is very, very important a moment that we are leading as people in Nigeria, especially those of us in Nigeria and around the world. So I welcome you. The Lord bless you. Welcome for joining me today. God bless you as we take on the challenge of PVC. And I'm going to take a look at a few things, and those who are joining me, I will ask that they also contribute their own side of the story or the importance of PVC for those of you who are in Nigeria and other countries that are doing quite a lot right now to get people into leadership, into government. Government is important. And when you have democracy, then you have the people deciding who rules over them. When you have democracy, you are being given the opportunity to decide who is your governor, who is your lawmaker, who is your president or prime minister, as it may the case may be, who is the one at the local who is in charge of all of that, so that you can begin to be part of what is going on in your own community. And so I want to welcome you today into this wonderful moment of discussion. And the issue that we are looking at is what is called permanent voters card. For those who are in Nigeria, know that Nigeria is the largest Black country in the whole world. The largest Black country in the whole world. And if Nigeria is the largest Black country in the whole world, then it is important that we begin to because any place you see the Black person, it is believed that every 5 Black person in the world, 2 if you look into statistics, you will know that Nigeria plays a major role as far as the race is concerned. And we are not talking about race here, but it is still important that you understand what it takes to be part of what is happening as far as the Black race is concerned, because it has been a major place of discourse situations around the world and the challenges that we are facing today. So I will today, why do you need to have to vote? Why do you have to vote? Why is your PVC very, very important? You know, for those of us who are in Africa, we always believe or think that there is no point going out to vote because your vote will not count. There is no reason why you should spend your time, waste your time to go out to vote. Because for you, you have seen situations, you've seen things, you've gone through all kinds of things before, and you don't think that the vote will count. But I want to challenge you that your vote will count, and that, you know, if you stay back and the vote counts, and you did not, you will be the one that will blame yourself. You will be so unhappy with yourself. And I can say that things are changing. We are not in the 1980s, 1980s, 1990s. We are in 2000 now, 2022. And next year for Africa, for Nigeria, is 2023. And if this is that necessary or is of great essence and of importance, then it is very, very important, therefore, that we become part of what is going on as per who is coming to lead us. Why do I need to get my PVC? It's a question that many people still ask themselves, and they're asking till today. And I can tell you 1 million reasons why you need to get your PVC and vote. That might not change you because you don't, or you haven't had personal conviction of why you need to have it. But before I answer that question, let me ask you these few questions. Do you like the state of the nation? Do you like the way the nation is right now? Do you like the way things are running in your own state or your own local government or wherever you are? Do you like that you are heading home from a hectic day's job, and on getting home, you don't have electricity supply, and you are like, there's no power, there's no electricity supply, and you're finding yourself in that kind of place. There is no cold water for you to drink, and you can't even charge your own phone. And so when you live where the phone is, or where you could have charged your phone, and you're back home in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, you'll be so surprised. And the other day, somebody from Kenya challenged. We were in Kenya a few weeks, and we noticed that there was a time that there was any power, shortage. They were always having electricity. And this person called me from Ghana or from Kenya and said to me, hey, Archbishop, I learned that in Nigeria, your country, that you don't even have a common thing, that power, electricity, that the place is in darkness, and people must have to run their own generator to be able to make their own power available. And we hear that Nigeria is such a great nation. So where is the greatness of your nation if you don't even have electricity? And even as we speak, you know that already where we should have power supply, it's down right now. And they're telling us how long that is going to take. They don't know exactly. And so these are kind of things that we have to take a look at. Do you want to continue where you don't have electricity? You don't have good roads back from where you are, from your own village, from where you come from to the city. You have a great farmland and your own crops after you have finished laboring. You can't even sell it. You can't transport it from where you are to where they can easily buy it. This might not be enough reason for you to have your PVC, but have you imagined what the economy would look like if we had security, or lives and property? We have security that has taken care of our life and property. You have good roads and stable power supply, and you have good education in the place. You have good medical, services for the aged, for the children, for pregnant women. Do you know what it would mean to people to know that these things are available? It is because of the kind of government you have. If you have a government that is not thinking about the people, you don't have a government that feels the way you feel, you don't have a government that is interacting with you. Some people, when they become leaders and they have come into the place of leadership and governance, they don't care what you feel. There is no town hall meetings. There's no interaction with the people. They just think for you, and they don't even get to know how do you feel about their government. They don't care how you feel, what you feel. That is not their problem. That is not the kind of government we need anymore. We need a government that will be able to help us secure our economic sector. A government that will be careful to know how we feel. That we woke up in the morning and we went back in the and our children and the future. God is interested in the affairs of men, and we need to know that. Be it politics, be it education, be it healthcare, be it transportation, and lots more. And as long as it affects you, it concerns God. And you know that many times church people have a way of just taking things for granted and say, well, we just pray about it. You see, your finance, in some ways, is his business, is God's business. And God wants to see you wealthy, prosperous, able to supply the needful in your home, to put food on the table for your children, to be able to take your children to the hospital and pay the bills, to be able to have the security that when you go out in the morning you are coming back home. That when your children go to school, nobody's coming to bomb the school, and the people are going to the market, nobody's going to go and destroy them for you. God is interested in your finance, in your business, in your education. This is God's own business and God's concern. So your career is God's business. I need you to know that. And so as we are going out and we are, it is of great essence that you must have to think about it. Parties have come out with those who are going to lead as candidates in different parties, the APC, the PDP, the SD, SDP, the YPP, all of those parties. And I want to be grateful to God that this is going to be the first time we are going to see a major challenge in the arena of politics and election. I mean, I've said this severally. I've said this since last year, that 2023 election is not going to be business as usual. You must have to have value to count. People are not going to vote for bag of money. People are not going to vote for, a party and be afraid of which party, some kind of party trying to intimidate people. No, people are going to vote for the man, the woman who means and matters to them. People are going to go out there and vote for their conscience, vote their conscience. So nobody's going to intimidate anybody anymore in 2023. That is why I strongly believe that the winning margin in 2023 may be very slim. It's not going to be somebody had 1 point something million or 15 million and the other person had only 1 million. No, the winning margin is going to be very slim. And I would love to be in that very part that is going to be the winning margin. And you cannot do this until we are successful. I mean, the other day, I was so happy when our resident pastor in Destiny International, that is in Uyo, in the city of Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, said to me that we have made our church available on Saturday, that was the day, for people to come in and then get their PVC, to register and then get their PVC. That happened today in our church, in Destiny. And there are other churches that have opened up their space and having people to come in. And so the church is made up of you and I. We are the church. We can't stay away from politics, which involves you and I casting our vote. And for you to vote, you must have to have your PVC. If you want that with time, Nigeria will get to that point where we don't need to have too many cards. I believe we should be able to bring a synergy between all of these and our national ID card. Since our national ID has everything, has the chip that has every information about a person, we don't need to have too many cards to get confused. But for now, we have the PVC so that you need to go and know that this card is for election, for voting, and I must have to go and get it. INEC has been in the news for a long period of time, asking everyone to go get their own PVC. And you have to get your own. My question is, do you have your PVC right now? Social media has been flooded with campaigns. And the other day I was happy when the priest stood by the door of the church and said to everyone, you're not coming into church today. There is no service for you until you show me your PVC. You will not have the communion. You're not coming to church. Get out there, go get your PVC. Just right by the corner, you can get your PVC. And so churches are making their places available for that to happen. And so this is very, very important. You have to register. You must have to get registered. And you must have to do that. And not only that you register, you must go back and pick up your PVC. Because I think that the other day, I next up. So it is not enough for you to go register, but you must have to go and pick it up. So you are up to 18 years of age, then you have qualified to register. And you must have to get your PVC. What are you waiting for? You are the future of Nigeria. And what you want to see, you have to make it happen. Because the future starts now. There is no future in the long distance. The future begins now. Our decision of today will affect what happens tomorrow. So the future is what we say today. The future is what we make up of it tomorrow, today. The future is what we have agreed to do today. So there's no other future beyond our decisions. So if we're going to talk about the future, we are talking about now. So we must not sit on the fence. We must now begin to participate actively in the nation's electoral process if we want to see the change we are clamoring for. So this is the season for us to get out. Just have your PVC and stop the prayer. Praying is not enough when it comes to the moment of you being able to get your PVC. We have been praying over the years. It's time for action. I want to challenge church leaders. I want to challenge church people. I want to challenge church folks. Let us begin to tell our people to get out there and begin to make sure that you get this done. And my greatest surprise is that we don't even understand why you should get your PVC. You see, the people that you think are on the road, they are, the pastoral animals, the goats and the cows in the streets. You don't know that each of them has a PVC. My Sai has a PVC. My Boro has a PVC. My Debono has PVC. My Guru has PVC. The gate man that is somewhere you think they don't have, they all have their PVCs. And I need for you to have this understanding. You see, the onion and tomato sellers, they have their PVCs. The shoe shiner that you see by the roadside that you bring your shoes for them to fix for you, they have their PVCs. Don't be deceived. You see that sugar cane seller, he has PVC. And you see that bus driver, bus conductor that you think, is, you may not say that one has gone to school, has a PVC. That is why you in the South, and it is something that I want to say. The Southern people are the most backward people in determining who rules over them. We feel the social media with all kinds of talks, but when it comes to making things happen, we don't have what it takes. Let's stop this talk, begin to position ourselves to begin to take over and make sure that people know how important it is to vote out these people who have lied to us over the years. The promises they made during campaign time, it's time to vote them out. And whoever they are bringing, we say, you did not keep to your promise. The person you are bringing will not keep to his promise either. Because we know you is bringing this out. So we must now begin to look for who we believe, who we want, who the rest of time. If you're a student or you're a graduate, with your MSc or BSc or whatever, with all your education and exposure, still you don't have PVC, you are the helpless thing that has happened to us as a nation. Therefore, the worst thing is that you even try to justify why you don't have one. My vote won't count. Who said that this will not count? For the sake of those who paid their school fees and fed you through school, please don't make all your education, your exposure useless with a statement like that. There's going to be a counting of the vote. INEC has promised us that they are coming to experiment on what is the best you could ever think of. The president of Nigeria, the present president of Nigeria, President Buhari, said if there's anything he wants to prove to the nation and to the world is to have a credible election. And he said, because he's a man who has fought against any form of, bad things, wrong things, bribery and corruption and all of that, we want to see how much is going to make that happen in this season. So go get your PVC. Stop lip service. Take a break in the middle of your house or wherever, and go right there and let us make this happen. It is important. Get out of your house. Get out of that office. Take an extended, the registration for PVC, and you are going to make this happen. So I am going to get my office to our technical people to just bring back this while I take a little sip of water, and I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go away. Just wait with me, because we are going to deal with this matter today. For those of you on radio, please don't go away. Tell your friends, when 101 is over, we still have Passion Radio that will be joining us at that very particular time. Please join me as we begin to talk about the issue of peace. God bless you. Don't go. Keep waiting.
The church has bought one of the biggest lies the devil ever put on people, and that is for the church to stay out of politics. That is a lie straight out of the pit of hell. The church doesn't stay out of anything that matters to anybody, because if it matters to anybody, it matters to God. And politics matter because they determine the direction of the nation. And I can promise you, the deceiver and the destroyer will never stay out of politics, because he wants to control everything, divide us, conquer us, and use us as slaves. Now that's exactly what he's up to. He's been succeeding because the church checked out. Do you understand the significance of that? Because if you don't, you must. Because it is time for God's people to wake up and stand up and look like the bride of Christ, the body of Christ, and reveal Jesus to a world that's groping in darkness.
For insight on good governance and leadership, join Archbishop Cletus Bassey live on Facebook and on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
When you see how things are happening in our world, what should our stance be as Christians? What should be our stand? I have noticed that the church has only been preaching about going to heaven. We have only been dealing with principalities and powers in high places. We've been praying some strong major prayers. We sometimes want to remove government, but you have never been able to plant one.
Christian, raise the stakes every Saturday. Time is 7 p.m. Nigerian time and 12 p.m. Houston time. Don't miss it.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. God bless you. Welcome to this next level of what we are discussing. You could hear from a man that is highly respected in the world as a leader of the church in the United States, talking to the church and telling the church to wake up to this reality, because we have allowed the devil to lie to us. And not only that, how will somebody who is a church person telling the pastors to stay out of politics? This is very, very unassuming. You can't tell the pastors to stay out of politics. Are you not a church person? If we tell the pastors to stay out of politics and stop talking about politics and start praying about politics and all of that, how did you get in here? Didn't the church rise up and defend you and pray for you and stand with you and help you? I see leaders that after a period of time, they begin to speak against the church and tell the church, stay out, stay out, stay out. Pastor, stay out of politics. No, this is not the time for pastors to stay out of politics. It is time for pastors to mobilize from the pulpit to the pew to the streets and begin to decide who rules over us. Who is the next president of Nigeria? Who is the next governor of Akwa Ibom State? And whichever state you belong. Who is the next person that is going to the Senate or the House of Reps or House of Assembly? The time has gone. And we cannot keep letting politicians mislead us, abuse us, use us, and dump us. That time is over. That season is over. Nobody will tell the church to keep quiet and tell the pastors to stay out of politics. I disagree. I disagree totally. And we have our members that we have to direct them and ask them to vote their conscience and know those that will be able to represent their interests. And as I said, 2023 will not be election as usual. Therefore, your PVC is the most powerful tool that God is giving to you to begin to demonstrate your right. It's your social responsibility, not only you going to pay taxes. And you know how much today taxes have increased. I mean, look at private schools, how much they are paying, the taxes they are paying, yet you don't have light, yet you don't have what it would take, the social, simple amenities, but yet taxes have gone high. We need to bring people that will think and be human and begin to think about the common woman right in the village, the common man right in the village, with that goat, with that, vegetable, with that pumpkin, with that, Gary and rice and all of that, and see how to make life better for them. We need a man with the human face. We need a man who has gone through things. We need the men and women who have known what it means to suffer, so they can bring out the people from suffering and what they've gone through. We need those who feel for the people. Church, we cannot stay out of politics. Pastor, you cannot stay out of politics, and do not allow intimidation. That you as a pastor must keep quiet, stay on the pulpit, only do what the pulpit says. That is wrong. That is not biblical. That is not by law, by what we know should be. So do not allow anybody to intimidate you in the season that we have come into. This is a very serious moment. And as I said, child of God, it is time for us to rise against everything that people will have to begin to intimidate the church, intimidate pastors, and say to pastors, don't get involved in politics. Don't talk about politics. Stay on the pulpit. Give of that. But Jesus said something. He said, Father, in John chapter 17, he said, I am not praying that you take them out of the world, but he said, preserve them. And at another scripture, he said to the church, occupy till I come. The occupation is a statement of military terms, a military term that says to you, enforce my rulership upon every place that you are. And it seems the church have all just been crawling behind what every other person says, but not what the word says. So I challenge the pastors, I challenge the church, I challenge every one of you today. Don't hear when you are told, pastors, don't come into politics, don't do this, don't do that. But I am glad that, two of the parties that we have within my own state that I come from, they are pastors, candidates are pastors. So how will you then say pastors to stay out of politics, but then in your own party, you are bringing a pastor, and then you say pastors occupy pulpit? Man, that is a misnomer. It is a misrepresentation of the truth. And you are telling a strong army to not be involved in what is going to change the dynamics. And I'm telling you, the thing is changing before our eyes. 2023 is never going to be the same. We must have to prove to politicians that we are not dumb, we are not daft. We have the spirit of truth, and we know what we want, and we go out for what we want. And I'm telling you this on behalf of what we call in Akwa Ibom State, ACA Akwa Ibom Christian Assembly. I challenge everyone to go out there and get their PVC. We believe that we have a part to play, and we will never keep quiet, and we will never be intimidated, and we will never be pushed behind. We will stand out. We have over 600,000 strong membership across the state, and we are moving in such a strong force to become a voice that can never be silenced. Now, when you talk about PVC. What is PVC? PVC is permanent voter's card. What is PVC used for? For voting. But sadly, so many people don't turn it in, but use it, for what it is. So I want you to know what is. So what information is contained in the PVC? When you know what you are carrying, the PVC that you are carrying, it contains everything about you. That very thing has your data, it has your age, it has where you come from, it has your word, it has your unit. So it is not just a card just for voting. It is an identity card you can use anywhere. It is very powerful. So somebody would ask, what information does it contain? It contains everything about you. And then what do I need to have to collect my PVC? You need to be 18 years and above. Immediately you are 18 years of age, you have qualified to have your PVC. So, and the issue again is, if my PVC is lost, what do I do? How do I get it back? And register for a new one. Go to INEC office and then tell them that you've lost your own PVC. It's time for you to get back your lost PVC. Your data, your information is there. By the time they put in your information, it is right there in the system. You cannot hide. Wherever you are, across the nation, everything about your PVC is already in the database. So you cannot say, I don't know, I lost it, so I don't know how to go about it. Oh, they will either arrest me. Nobody's arresting you. So get out there. Tell them you lost your PVC and get a new one. And if you said, well, where I am staying, I relocated from where I am now. Go back to INEC. They are going to relocate you to the nearest polling unit that is close to where you live. That is something you need to know about this very exercise that is going on, is to make sure that you don't travel a long distance from where your house is. It is just a trekking distance from where you are to where you can cast your vote. How do I change my voting card, my voter's card? If you are having any issue, go online. You can get it done. Go on the registration center. It's easier. There you go and enjoy the queue. You will reap the benefit tomorrow. So go there. If you want a better tomorrow, pay the price now. You say, well, is registration still ongoing? Yes. Go and get it now. The registration is still ongoing. INEC has extended the time because I think that the young people are just waking up to the reality. And you have to begin to understand that something is changing in our nation. Something is changing in Nigeria. And I can promise you the change that is coming is going to affect and uproot even the oldest, greatest strength that we thought we had before. We haven't seen anything yet. So I am challenging you, get out there, get your own PVC, get it because it is important. And don't say, well, I am a church person, I am a pastor, I'm a deacon, I am a catechist, I'm a priest, whatever you are. I don't care about any of those things. What I care about right now is the new Nigeria that is coming. And you must be part of that. You must give that whole thing something. And if you have said, well, I have change of name, I married before now, I have own affidavit of change of name or the publication from the newspaper that you had done, take it to the INEC office. They're going to help you to get that done. So, because you see, whether you're a pastor, you're a bishop, I need you to get out and preach this on your pulpit. Preach it on your pulpit. Tell them on your pulpit. Tell them that they must have to go. From the age of 18 upward, we must have to have PVC. And as I said to you, it's not the issue of party. It's the issue of a man that you believe, a woman that you believe has what it takes to drive a change, to represent you effectively. And I want you to know something, people. It is time for election is when you see people bring you bags of rice, bring you bags of salt, bring you, things. That is when they remember you and come with face cap and come with a bangle and say, you take it. Before now, who was this person? Before now, where was this person? Before now, did this person ever stop by, greet you? That even when you greet, did they even have time to answer you? If they haven't been real in the natural sense of it, how will they be real when they've entered where there are securities everywhere? So we must push back this evil. The evil of I give you what I want to get what I can get for the next 4 years. But I only give you for a few weeks during campaign time. I give you rice. I give you money. I give you salt. I give you. If I did not die before you started giving, I will not die. So I will wait to make sure that I vote my conscience. And for those of you who think that you should continue to receive things, so it is our money. I can get it because it is my money. Let me tell you something. It's my state money. It's my government money. You need to also become real. You need to also become real. Because you see, when you begin to receive this money and this gift, that is how your conscience. I've heard young people say, wait, that's not matter. I receive and then I keep going. I do whatever I want to do. But let me say something to you today. It is of great essence and importance that you do not sell your conscience, because you see, it's going to be a mighty move in Nigeria, especially in 2023. Now, I'm going to open up the microphone for those of you who are ready to say something to us. I want you to know that I am right here, and I appreciate every one of you that has joined me today. And there is no other way we can make this happen, because it is important. Somebody sent me what he said. God is a capacity God. He can bring surprises, but while you trust him, do your own bit. That is very powerful. While you trust God, do your own bit. And you see, God is a capacity God. He can spring surprises, but while you are waiting on God to make that happen, do your own part. That is so powerful. So powerful. Now, if you want to join me in the conversation, please make sure that you raise your hand, and I will give you the opportunity to say something. PVC is the issue right now. PVC, yeah, from 18 upward, you need to get it. You said it will not count, it will. Because I strongly believe we are evolving and things are changing. I also want to say this. We must stop this one party system in states, where when you go into a state, only one party is there. Let's begin to make the House of Assembly boisterous. Make them to engage them well. Let them begin to engage in proper, debate, not just the issue of you getting it is our party thing. Let us begin to think beyond just party, begin to think the interests of our common brothers and sisters in the village. Let's begin to think of that. So if somebody, a brother has been wonderful in your village, your sister or a friend has been wonderful in the village and has been there, gave you water, gave you village town hall, gave you something 4, 5, 10 years ago, and then he has been showing some kind of interest in what goes on in the place. That is a kind of a person, when he comes out, he will do more. Not those who, from nowhere just arrive because they have small change and they're coming to throw their money and tell you, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There is more than that in 2023. So therefore, your permanent voters card, PVC, is the answer to this, crisis of evil intentions. Just take this and vote me in. Just take that and vote me in. Just take this and vote me in. When you vote them in, they said they settled you before they went in, and they are not interested in whatever thing is going on with you. So I challenge you, and as I said, let nobody tell me as a pastor that I should not be involved in political matters. I refuse it. I reject it. It is a preaching not from God. I am saying to you, everyone, every pastor, every deacon, every catechist, every priest must rise up and tell his congregants, it is time we got our own PVCs and vote out people who only have made promises and they are not able to keep their promise. And any other person they will bring, we will say, no, we are not after those that you want to maybe take after you, that we have no history. As far as political matters and as far as doing things for the generality of the people, we're not going to let that happen this time around. So the floor is open. If you want to talk, please just a raise of hand, and then you'll be free to talk about this. I am open to questions. I'm open to discussions. I'm open to contributions. You are contributing. Let's get in. Let's get this going. Christians raise the stake is to get Christians to wake up, and I can tell you the level, the amount of awareness that has come in this last few weeks for PVC is becoming very, very alarming. And that's a good thing. It means that we are getting some people's attention. And this is what politicians don't want to know. They don't want to know that you are getting to know what they used to know and hide from you and keep from you and continue to rule over you, using you to rule you and to keep you under bondage. That season is over. Yes, please raise your hand, say something, and let our audience hear what you have to say. Yes, any other person? I'm waiting. I can keep going to the end of this whole moment. If you don't have anything to say, I still have a lot to say. The coming year, I can tell you, it is going to be the best election ever. It's going to be the best election ever, because we are going to see people. It's going to be a revolution that is going to take place. It is not about a political party, and most especially those who have ruled over years. I think that it is time to make room for younger people, for a new generation, to begin to have opportunity. And those that have had opportunity have, in some case, failed the people. And the hour has come that we now have to begin to rise up and take this very battle to the gate and win and see a new crop of people emerging. And those who have always been there for us to begin to say something. I'm still waiting. Yes, say something if you have something to say. I am waiting. If you don't have, well, I just keep going. Now, let me say this. I have discovered that sometimes the people that the people want lack the structure that can help them to win and be sustained. It is one thing for somebody to win an election. The other thing is for him to be sustained in the office. I've seen many people who are maybe running after a party that when you look at it, they don't have any person that's going to win in the state, in the House of Assembly, in the lower house or the upper house. Now, by the time you become, a governor without structure, a president without structure, it's easy for them to vote you out. You need to know that. You can be impeached by you having some form of people of being voted into an office, but you don't have a structure that can sustain you in that office. It is important. And if you don't understand what that means, it means that you are not going to do the right thing. So it is not about a party. It is about a person, but the person must have a sustainable structure that can keep him or her when he comes into the office. So you need to know that. I've had young people, and then, we go here, we go there, we're going to make this happen, we're going to show this. But does this person that we are clamoring for have a sustainable structure? That when he becomes the president or he becomes a governor, there's a structure in the House of Assembly, there's a structure as governors, there's a structure in the lower house, the House of Reps, there's a structure in the Senate that can sustain a president, because it's not just about the person that you want to vote for, but he must also be able to have a sustainable structure in the houses, both the highest chambers and the lower chambers. It is important. And then must also be able to have governors who are of the same party to help him sustain whatever thing is coming with. So we must begin to see things more holistically than just to be too sentimental. Sentiments is not going to help. Instead of that, let's begin to build structure for the next level. Because right now, I think that may be a little bit late for some things to happen, because already, if parties have already submitted the names of their candidates and the season of, changing or exchanging names and all of that is getting out of hand, it may be difficult to do that. So we must begin to start now to build a structure that will sustain whoever we want. So it is important that if we are talking about somebody as a governor, does he have the structure when he becomes a governor? Or we want somebody that's going to be a president, does he have a structure when he becomes a president? We must have to think. And therefore, we then have to begin to look at the quality of other people that may have structures and would be able to stand sustainable in the days to come. That is important. That's some other thing that I will come to you. Maybe next Saturday, we'll be able to look at how do we bring people who will be sustained after they have gotten into the office. It is important. Somebody said, well, if somebody is from this party, when he takes over, they can jump the guns or jump the ship and all of that. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm talking about something that if this party gave you the opportunity to get into the office, you don't just get and then jump the ship. You should be able to make that party stronger. Yes. So that is why I like the other parties that are coming into, this whole thing right now. And I appreciate it. And I would love that we begin to also build structure that from the unit to the to the different levels, to wards, to local government, to federal constituency, to state, and all of that. It is of great importance that we know how to make this happen. So I challenge every one of us that PVC is the answer, and we must have to go look for it. Get PVC and tell others, tell your sons, your daughters who are of 18 years of age and above, so that we can begin to do this. And let us not impose any candidate on the people. This issue of imposition is what is destroying many parties that would have been stronger by today. And the issue of money factors. Let us know that people are no more children. You can't keep tossing people from one place to the other. People are maturing now. They are more sensible, they are more exposed, and they can tell you what they want and how to go about it. And the other day I was talking to somebody, and both himself and the son, they were arguing. And the son said, but Daddy, that's not what I want. That's what you want from me, but that's what I want. That's not what I want for myself. Children come of age, and they can begin to say to Daddy, no. Say to Mommy, no. So let our people begin to bring out people that the people themselves would love to support, would love to vote for, would love to defend their vote, not the one that you impose on them and tell them this is the only person that can do what I was doing or what we want and all of that. As a party, we must get to that place where we begin to understand we don't need you telling us who we want. We know them. We can see them. We know who they have been. We have looked for antecedents, and we can say, based on antecedents, this is who this person is. Stop importing people into parties. Stop importing people and putting it on the people. You must vote whether you like it or not. And so I strongly believe that as a people, as we begin to come into this season, it is of great importance that we work things out. We believe that this is how it should be and get things going. So have you gotten your PVC? Are your children with their PVCs? Your friends, your neighbors, and those who are working in the same office, those in the church, are you having your PVC? This is important. And you cannot tell church pastors, don't be involved in politics. I disagree. I believe that pastors have a major role in educating the congregants and helping them to begin to make sure that they vote their conscience. There's no point any pastor imposing any candidate on his congregation. You don't impose candidates on congregation. And the fact that you have many people of different parties in a congregation, I have suffered many setbacks in our church, and I can tell you that it is a situation I've found myself many times. And so I am maturing in a great way today, and I can, if I have a candidate I want to support, that is my own candidate. It's not our church candidate, because our church is not a political party. So no party owns our church, and different people have their rights. Families have their rights. And I've heard the husband and wife arguing. The husband said, I like this person. The wife said, I don't like that one. I like this person. And from one home, different parties have been voted for. Different people have been voted for. There is no fight. There's no, I will no more be your husband. I will no more be your wife. Oh, I denounce you as my father, or I renounce you as my son. No, let us not allow party or politics to divide us and scatter a wonderful family that we have built over the years. I believe that it is something that comes and goes. Family remains. We are a covenant people. Let us not allow politics to come into the church and destroy the church. Let pastors take their stance, be very much on it, and educate their people. If you have your own candidate, don't impose it on your congregation. Let your church people know who they want. Whoever is best for them, let them go for it. I mean, in a church where you have different candidates in different parties, so how are you going to begin to say to these ones, don't vote for any person, vote only for this person? I think that there's need for us. And they know who to vote for. They know who has always been there for them. Whether you say it or you don't say it, they know. But it is of great importance that we educate our people, and the coming election, but let everyone have his or her own PVC. Having said all of this, I am about closing for today. Since nobody said something, I believe you've been blessed and you are convinced that there's need for us to have our PVC. God bless you. I heard sorry, we have just 2 minutes. Malix, your microphone is open. Malix, okay, the microphone is off. Maybe it was a mistake. So tomorrow is Sunday. Make sure that you are in church. Worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. Pray for our nation. Pray for our leaders. Keep praying until they finish. For me, I'm committed to my governor, a good friend of mine, who keep praying until he finishes. I'm committed to my president. I keep praying for him till he ends. But I also can say to you, I look into what is coming up very strategically and very, very carefully, and how we can begin to position the church for what is coming. I will not impose any candidate on my congregation that God has given me opportunity to pass. I want them to vote their conscience, whoever they want. I vote what I believe, who I believe, and I know it is going to be the best time. I'm going to be praying for you. God bless you as you go to church tomorrow. Don't forget, Jesus Christ is Lord. This earth, God has given to us to be in charge. Shalom. God bless you. See you this week, Saturday. Please tell others to join me. And if you'd love to be part of the support for our radio stations, please don't fail to send in some kind of assistance. And I want to appreciate 101 for how they have been wonderful and have been helping us. I trust the Lord that we have the money to make sure that we pay off everything. And those on passion, God bless you. I appreciate every one of you. You can be part of what God is doing. God bless you. And I say shalom. God bless you. See you next Saturday. Amen.
Bishop Cletus Bassey, live on Facebook and on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
When you see how things are happening in our world, what should our stance be as Christians? What should be our stand? I've noticed that the church has only been preaching about going to heaven. We have only been dealing with principalities and powers in high places. We've been praying some strong major prayers. We sometimes want to remove government, but you have never been able to plant one.
Christian, raise the stakes every Saturday. Time is 7 p.m. Nigerian time and 12 p.m. Houston time. Don't miss it.